Good evening and welcome to Guitar Stuff Studio, the live stream. How's it going, everybody? Good to see a few in the chat tonight. We've got Bishop, we've got Ben, Jojo, Fandango. How's it going, Hozza? Bishop was here first. I think that deserves some kind of recognition. I guess. Yeah, hashtag say no to pants. That's what we're doing tonight. I'm not wearing trousers, but I'm wearing shorts because it is quite warm. So yeah, that's a thing. How's everyone been? What's everyone been up to? I don't think we're gonna have Boomslayer in the chat tonight because I was just on Twitter and I think he's at a gig or a festival or an outdoor concert of some description. That's right. I don't need these anymore. I've played the music. How's Mr. Pickles? Thanks for asking, Fandango. Yeah, Mr. Pickles is Mr. Pickles. Cool. He's chilling out now. He seems pretty much back to himself. I got Frank the Ball Guy in the chat tonight. How's it going, dude? Pickles doing well. He's running about. Judy's in the chat. Good to see you, Judy. I was getting worried there. Frank, are you going lie down there, buddy? Come on. So yeah, Frank's here with me. Just in case anyone didn't know, I was hoping it'd be here today. I made some Frank shirts for they're on sale on Amazon. So yeah, I thought it was going to be here tonight to wear for the stream, but no, unfortunately not. Amazon let me down, and so yeah, a few things to talk about tonight. First one is a little bit of a sad one. I'm going to be taking a break from streaming for a couple of weeks. Basically, I've just got I've just cheers, Jojo. I'll see if I can find a link now. I've just got so much happening, and it's just getting too much. Where I haven't got enough hours in the day to actually do everything that I need to get done. And so I'm just trying to find a link for Jojo there. 1 second, guys. Copy. I'm going to dox myself with Amazon now or something. I was in the chat. How's it going? Shirt Stuff Studio. Yes. I like that. There's also some hoodies and long sleeve t-shirts and stuff. So if you want a goofy t-shirt or something with a picture of Frank on it, there you go. The reason I made that is I was on the Facebook the other day and there was a big thing saying, you can have your pet's face on a t-shirt for I think it was like 30 quid. I'm like, I'm not paying that, even though I would like Frank on a t-shirt. Then I remembered I own 2 t-shirt stores and I sell t-shirts on Amazon, so I thought I'll just make one. So there you go. So yeah, I've got an awful lot on at the minute, and I'm just I'm just in the middle of a few things. I've got some stuff going on. Jojo, I don't know if we've got any other YouTubers apart from Jojo in the chat tonight. There's something going on at YouTube at the moment. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it is actually a thing. Over the last, so it's pretty much all this month really. Views. I've got Nick Summers in the chat. How's it going, Nick? Yeah, views on YouTube have just kind of dropped off a cliff. And at first I just thought it was me, what am I doing wrong? Or, people not interested in my videos or, anything like that. And, it gets very disconcerting when you're making videos, you put in, all the effort into making videos. There we go. Jojo's, it does. Joe will tell you it's very disconcerting when you spend all that time making videos and you upload it to YouTube and then nobody watches it. And And a lot of the time, it's not actually any reflection on the person that's made the video. It's more to do with the fact that YouTube aren't showing your videos to anyone. And again, I just thought, oh, it's me. I've done something wrong. I've fallen out of favor with the YouTube gods. S. Ferguson's in the chat. How's it going? Good. So yeah, it was a bit of a weird one. But then there's a creator. I'm not going to mention his name. Quite a big creator on YouTube. I mean, this dude drops like 5 videos a day, 7 days a week. I mean, he was making a lot of money from YouTube. And he went from getting 80,000 views per video to 6,000 views per video, less than 10%. And, you know, for somebody like that, it's a weird thing. And then a lot of other creators have come out and said the same thing, that, you know, a lot of stuff's like, you know, views and everything have really died off. Like I say, I mean, I know I only make YouTube videos and stuff as a bit of a pastime, a bit of hobby. It's not, you know, it's not a source of income. But number one, it does take up a lot of my time, and number two, it does cost money to make videos. You know, when you take into account cameras, software, all the rest of it, it's you know, so like it costs money. It takes a lot of time, and you know, if you're not getting anything back, I mean, I'm not asking for money or anything, but even in the way of views, if you're not getting anything back, then it does really get you down. That's a nice comment. Ray there. Good evening, champ. Yourself, Jojo, Stephen, Budget Guitar Guy, the only channels I watch. Do it for the love, matey. Bull Free Zone. Yeah, I do like to think. Yeah, I'm not here to BS. It's not my bag, man. So yeah, I'm going to be taking a little break from streaming for a couple of weeks. You know, just to get my head around things and work out how I'm going to be going forward. I'm going to drop a little video in a little bit. I got Peter Quinn in the chat. How's it going, Peter? I'm moving over to a new format as well. The other thing about YouTube is, and again, Jojo will back me up on this one. Steve will back me up on this one. It is really hard to come up with fresh ideas every, you know, a couple of times a week or every week, you know, to come up with a video that's interesting, and try and do something that nobody else is doing. You know, if a new guitar comes out or a new plugin or, you know, stuff like that, then I haven't got the money to be buying all this stuff just to make a YouTube video out of it and then never use it again. That's not how it works. Oh, I did get a pedal board sent to me the other day. I'll make a video about that. It's pretty cool. It's got a built-in power supply and LEDs and stuff. And when there's noise, the LEDs flash like Kit on Knight Rider. I've got Steve Cassidy in the chat. Talk of the devil. How's it going, Steve? Good to see you, man. So yeah, my new format for videos is basically going to be kind of like a stream, but not a stream. It's just me reacting to stuff, but the stuff's all going to be like guitar or music and stuff related. And I will still intersperse it with guitar videos. Yeah, like the kind of stuff that I've been making, and you know, some reviews and stuff like that. But I recorded a couple of videos today using the new format, and I'm not blowing air. I was actually crying, laughing while I was editing them because I just made myself laugh so much. So yeah. So I'm just trying to catch up with the chat there. Cool, a bit like Sore Hands. Haven't seen that one. I'm all for checking out new channels. The thing is, the week I decide to start doing reaction videos, there's a whole reaction gate up on YouTube now where the dude from H3's suing a load of people that ripped his content off. So it's yeah, it's I certainly pick my moments. So yeah, that's the thing. The thing is, I've got some yeah, Drew and Brick City's in the chat. How's it going, Drew? Good to see you, man. Um, I've yeah, I've got the music and stuff going on as well, which I'm concentrating on at the minute. I'm also not going to say too much about this, but I'm also doing a collab with a singer, and we're cooking something up that's got a lot of potential. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. What else was I going to say? So yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about maybe streaming during the day, um, and maybe just doing some reactions or something when I was, well, maybe just streaming while I'm working and chatting to the camera. I don't know. Um, I'm thinking about that. So Hans reacted to Alan Holdsworth saying he was noodling too much. I'm not joking. I've never seen that channel, but I will definitely be. I mean, like you guys have all we've all kind of got similar taste in here, haven't we? So if you guys are recommending Sore Hands, then I will definitely check it out. I mean, you say now Alan Holdsworth's noodling too much, then I'm down with that. So anyway, without further ado, let's 1 minute. Let's have a look because right, this is a conversation that I think Jojo made a video about this a little while ago, and I made one quite recently about innovation in guitar, and there being a lack of innovation, and it's. It's. I mean, if I say to you, what innovations have there been in guitar recently? I mean, you'd be pushed to come up with anything, apart from like hip shot tuners or Evertune bridges or fancy pickups that are super hot or something, or a 16-way switch or something like that. I think these are all kind of things that Joe's mentioned. Did I just mute myself? Did. Yeah, it's I mean, personally, I think that the guitar is. I mean, the de-evolution of guitar solos. I might have a look at that in a minute, actually. But yeah, I mean, the guitar, the electric guitar. I said this in a video. As it stands now, I mean, it hasn't changed that much. The general overall design of the electric guitar hasn't changed that much since it was first, conceptualized in the 1950s. Yeah, that's a really good one, Jojo. Concluded in the comments that guitarists want innovation in the gear, not the actual guitar. We do like guitars the way they are, and I mean, the thing is with guitars, I mean, there's something for everybody. Irrespective of the style you play or how big your hands are or what kind of music you play, or there's a guitar out there for everyone. Steve Cassidy just said, I'll just wait for that to come up here. The new Herman Lee PRS signature looks different. Yeah, it does. I was actually reading an article with Paul Reed Smith, the man himself, and him. Oh, apparently he was saying some nonsense like session musicians only use his guitars now because they stay in tune. I don't know. I've just got beef with Paul Reed Smith. He just seems to talk shit. Yeah, it was ever since the Tonewood thing. I just can't take PRS seriously anymore. We don't want a Line 6 Variax. Line 6 have actually dropped some pretty sick processors, but they're very expensive. Jamie, what's in the chat? How's it going, Jamie? Guitars are different shaped planks with wires. Yeah, that's what I mean. I really like Strat shaped guitar, S style, S style guitars. That's my thing. I'm on this one again at the minute. This is my favorite at the minute. Gem's getting a lot of love. Ray says a PRS Telecaster. Come on, PRS. Paul Reed Smith. Sort your crap. I don't know. He's kind of like a double cut guy. Drew, I got a Line 6 guitar in the shop. What are they like? I've never played a Line 6 guitar, nor a Behringer guitar, actually. Man who sell really expensive guitars say tone woods matter. Jim Walsall's different. The tone wood thing's such nonsense. I mean, I think it's been disproved so many times now that it's it's the strings, it's the pickups, it's the effects that you use, it's the way that you play it. I mean, I'm using so many effects now. I'm having so much fun. Seriously, I mean, I'm just putting on so much distortion and different. Ibanez Gem in Toxic Yellow. That is nice. That is a nice guitar. I want a Toxic Yellow. I want a pink one as well. Judy, you need to stop being so hard on yourself, because I've been watching your progress, mate, and you're killing it now. And the thing is, it's like when you say, "Oh, I'm practicing this and I'm learning that," I'm like, Jesus, even I don't know that. Music shop kids still sound like ass. Yeah, I like. I don't know. I'm having so much fun. And the thing is, because I got sent the pedal board, I've been building a pedal board. It doesn't look as good as I thought it would. Nothing to do with the pedal board. It's more my pedal and cable management skills. I'll post some pictures of it on Twitter tomorrow, probably. Also, I can't tell the difference between rosewood, maple, ebony, or Richlight in feel or sound. I can actually feel the difference. I really like a maple fretboard. I really, really do. I can tell a good maple fretboard. But between ebony and rosewood, I can't tell the difference. We're all amateurs, aren't we? She's got the new Joyo Atmosphere pedal that Tom demoed. It's amazing. And the Ibanez Mini Tube Screamer is a riot. And if you want a very, very, very cheap but awesome alternative to the Ibanez Mini Tube Screamer, is the Mooer, Mooer, Mooer. I don't know if I'm saying that right. The Mooer Green Mile pedal is brilliant. That is one of my favorite overdrives at the minute. It's hard to find a bad cheap guitar nowadays. If you want a bad guitar, you need to spend some serious money and buy a big name. Yeah. Like I say, I've played. I mean, I've played like guitars that cost $4,000 and $5,000, and I've hated them. And yet, I can pick up a £300 Jackson, and I absolutely love it. Ray builds his own guitars, headless LED fretboard and side marker, 22 frets and 3 single coils. Works for me, and they only weigh 4 pounds. For me, as a fat. Ray, I don't know if you follow me on Twitter, or send me a message with a link to your stuff, and I'll happily give you a shout out and stuff, dude. Maple and Richlight are very similar, hard and smooth. Some ebony can be like that, but can also be quite grainy. I don't actually mind the graininess of a rosewood or ebony fretboard. The fretboard on my Gem is a bit grainy, but I kind of like that. It's grippy. Grippy, Vandanga. I wish there was more Tube Screamers. I don't know if you've been sarcastic there or not, because there are quite a lot of Tube Screamers. I mean, aside from the 500 different ones that Ibanez have brought out, and then you've got the Maxon ones, Klon's essentially a Tube Screamer. There's plenty of this stuff. I didn't put my Bad Monkey on the board. And the only reason I didn't put my Bad Monkey on the board is because I didn't have room, because I couldn't decide between my Metal Zone and my Metal Core pedal. So I put them both on. So my whole board, my entire board is a mixture of Digitech and Boss. But I've got my MXR Octave Fuzz Slash pedal on there because Slash uses it. Slash is cool. A TSA 15 Tube Screamer combo amp. I have never seen one of those in the flesh. Right. Whoa. You know of a noise gate pedal that doesn't ruin your tone? I use a Boss NS2. That kind of I think that complements the tone that I use though. But Bushrod 2020, have a look at the tone corset. No, that's a compressor. The Sentry, I think it's called. Yeah, there's a noise gate called the Sentry, and that one does the business. I think everyone uses that MXR Octave. That MXR Octave Fuzz is a brilliant pedal. I might actually send that down to you, Jojo, as a loaner, but I really do want that one back. When it comes off the board, I'll send it down for you to try out. That's it. TC Electronics Sentry. That is an excellent noise gate. Oh, Lam's in the chat. How's it going, Lam? Good to see you there, buddy. I know you just said that. I was just repeating it just in case. Fandanga, I know you said that, and you can have credit for saying it was the TC Sentry. I was just reading out the comments, man. Thoughts on the version 2 Kemper stuff coming out? I don't know if it's going to be much more different to the... I mean, the Kemper stuff at the minute is kind of like the... I don't know, as far as processors and everything go, the Kemper profiles, like, you know, that's the standard by all of the processors are judged. I mean, that's just my opinion. And I don't know if the V2 is going to be much better. I don't know. Maybe. It's going to be a bit more compact. But as far as sound goes, I don't know how much better. I mean, processors sound amazing, and you know, impulse response and cab sims and everything. You know, they're brilliant, but I kind of feel like, I mean, processor's been out for like what, 20 years now, something like that, 25 years. You know, since the very first ones, the real garbagey ones. And I think. I kind of think that they've got as good as they're going to get for the time being. I don't know. I can't see that they're going to get much better for a little while. General opinion on Thomann buying Hughes and Kettner? I don't know how. I don't know. I've had a couple of Hughes and Kettner amps over the years, and they're all right. I mean, you put blue LEDs in anything, and I will probably buy it. I love LEDs and neon shit. I'm totally here for it. And I do like the way Hughes and Kettner shit lights up. I don't know. I'd rather Thomann had it than them go bust, I suppose. Yeah, I'd rather somebody had it than them go bust. I mean, Gear for Music are buying everything at the moment. I can't disc Gear for Music anymore. I just bought my first ever piece of Gear for Music gear, and it arrived today. I bought a Gear for Music drum machine. Don't ask. No, I wanted a drum machine. I might actually make a video about it because it is a really epic little bit of kit. Blue Winds. I don't know. To be honest, I'm not biased when it comes to. I just love LEDs. I think it's a dude thing. Dudes like LEDs and stuff. Hughes and Kettner Switchblade 100 isn't too bad. For me, I mean, Hughes and Kettner are decent amps. They're good amps. They're not. I don't know. It's not the sort of thing that I would use. It's not. I mean, they're good amps. They're good amps. They're just not for me. How much was it? My Gear for Music drum machine. It was £80, something like that. But it's got a ton of stuff already plugged into it. Like it's great, and it's programmable. You can like write your own songs in it and stuff, and it's great. That's what I need. Judy likes sequins and fringes, but she hasn't found gear with those. Do you know what, Judy? I'm sure if you look on Etsy, I think Etsy's pretty big on sequins and fringes. There's some very 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 interesting musical equipment stuff on Etsy. You know, that people hand make in their sheds and garages at home. It's worth a laugh. How long before Gear for Music go the same way as PNT and GAC? Personally, because I've spoken about the demise of music stores quite a lot recently in videos and on stream and stuff, I think Gear for Music will be fine because the majority of their business is online. I mean, that drum machine I got today, I decided I think at 5 p.m. yesterday that I wanted it. And I put the order in, and it showed up about 9 o'clock this morning. I was like, "What? Who's that at this time?" And it was the UPS guy with my little drum machine. You can't really, um, how can you compete with that? I think the main reason Line 6 have gone all out of the new Helix UI and interface features because it's getting harder to sell on model quality. When we're basically at a point where either will do. Yeah, I was actually having a look at those earlier. I think we'll have a look at those in a minute, actually. And yeah, I mean, they look fantastic, but they're a little bit expensive. I mean, if you're a full-time gigging musician, then cool. Spend $2,000 on spend $2,000 on a processor. But I don't know. It's a bit rich for my blood. Have I tried the Celestion Peacekeeper attenuation speakers? Tibau Covers in the chat. How's it going there? I haven't, but I have watched a couple of videos because I am a huge fan of speakers. I'm a speaker guy, and I don't know. It's hard to tell from YouTube because I've said this before. No matter what they demonstrate on YouTube and everything, it's compressed to hell. It's very rarely a true representation of what the thing actually sounds like. But yeah, I don't know. There's good speakers and there's bad speakers, but I'm not a speaker snob. Gear for Music have bought up all the stock from PNT and GAC. They have indeed. My drum machine is actually Gear for Music brand. I've been playing with it today while I've been working. It's so much fun. I was like, I didn't need a drum machine. I could have just beatboxed all my shit, man. Attenuation speakers are the devil's work. I don't know. I'm not going to get into a speaker thing. Anyway, as it was, Duolingo's kicking off at me. That damn owl. Yeah, I was talking about innovation. So yeah, this is what actually. Right, there's so many comments coming in now. The skeptic in me has noticed there's a whole lot of Helix Stadium talk and not a jot of sound demo out there. Yeah, there is a sound demo. If you go on to Premier Guitar website, there is a sound demo of the Helix Stadium on there now. Robbie F's in the chat. How's it going, Robbie? Worry that the race to the bottom is hurting many stores. My honest opinion, that's what's killed PMT. Millions in sales, but still lost money. Perhaps there's a reason for that pricing that we now have in the US. I mean, PMT, GAC, Bax. I mean, they've kind of all gone south, but I think one of the things that they all had in common was they did have a big sort of physical store footprint, and when you've got these big town centre stores, you've got enormous rates, you've got enormous rents, and then on top of that, you've got to pay, your staff and everything. And the thing is, as well, when you're relying on a physical store, you've got to keep a large quantity of stock there, and if that stuff isn't selling, then you're gonna end up in trouble. But unfortunately, and I'm not going to go into another one of my anti-government rants tonight, but unfortunately the economic situation in the UK at the moment, and the way businesses are just being bled dry, it just doesn't lend itself to being a it just doesn't lend yourself to having a business with a lot of staff, and things are going to get a lot worse here before they get better. I can guarantee that. I mean, I know 3 separate businesses now within, I don't know, 20 miles of me where I actually know the people, and businesses have closed their doors. They just can't afford to stay open. They just haven't been able to with all the extra charges and everything, and the extra national insurance, the margins have been so small, that they've just had to close their doors, and it's happening a lot. There's going to be a lot more closures in the UK. I did see an article. I didn't know how much store to put in it. It was a Paul McCartney thing, and apparently there's a music shop somewhere in the UK. I don't know who it is, but they're kind of like crowdfunding it now. I don't know. I kind of get how crowdfunding works, but I don't know how you would apply it to a shop. In the respect that if you're crowdfunding if you're crowdfunding like an invention or something, like, say I invented like something great and I wanted to crowdfund it, and I could say, right, well, if you give me some money, I will give you one of these guys, when I make them. But I'm not quite sure I would work with a retail store. The closures are one thing, but what isn't seen is just how much the big names are buying up smaller businesses. Market share is pulling at a huge rate. It really is. I don't know, because probably one of the bigger, well-known stores in the UK now is Anderton's. I'm pretty sure everybody worldwide knows of Anderton's, thanks to the captain. He's getting a lot of crap these days, actually. A lot of people are getting very anti-Andertons. But I made a video talking about this as well. Anderton's business model has been absolutely brilliant. Love them or hate them. I mean, they've got a YouTube channel with nearly 1 million subscribers. Um, and I'm going to hold my hands up. The amount of times I've watched an Anderton's video, they've been demoing a bit of gear, a pedal, and I finished watching the video, clicked on the link, and bought the damn thing that they were showing in the YouTube video. It does work. I'm a salesman's dream. So I'll buy anything, especially if it's got LEDs in it. That's one of the reasons that the MXR Octave Fuzz pedal is so good, because it's really bright LEDs in it. Just saying. But yeah, Anderton's. But you're setting up a music store. How do you compete with that? I mean, Andertons have been on YouTube for, I can't remember off the top of my head. It's either 12 or 18 years. I think it's 12 years. And they've built up this they've built up this thing, and it's a social media beast. And fair play to them. That's what they've done, and that's one of the reasons that they're out in there. I think there was a thing I watched. I can't remember. It was a couple of years ago, and Anderton's demoed a pedal. I can't remember which pedal it was, and they sold something stupid like 800 of these pedals after airing the video. I mean, that's brilliant. Steve Cass, I didn't know Bax had returned, actually. I never really spoke about Bax that much because I didn't know much about them, but I made a video about GAC because I bought stuff from GAC all the time. Actually, Steve, I watched one of your videos recently where you were talking about YouTube and shorts, and I was just wondering, mate, if we could. You were talking about shorts. What you were saying was making a lot of sense. I was just wondering if we could have a chat sometime this week, mate. If you've got a spare half hour one morning. How's worked for an independent piano / keyboard and Yamaha Homeworld shop? It's hard to compete. Yeah. That's the thing. If you've got an actual physical premises where you are, you've got floor space with stuff on it, it's expensive. I think PMT, to cover their rent, had to sell £100,000 worth of stuff a month or a week. A week, I think it was, just to cover their bills before they even started, making a profit. How do you compete with that? Rob Chapman was basically the mastermind behind Anderton's success. That's really weird, Lam, because it's about the only thing Rob's made a success of. Sorry, that was horrible. To be honest, I've tried a couple of Chapman guitars. I really do like them. I don't know. There's just something about Rob Chapman that rubs me up the wrong way. Dude's never done anything to me personally. I'm just not a huge Rob Chapman fan. Was that the Miku? I don't know if it was the Miku or not. I want a Miku pedal so badly, but I refuse to spend £600 on a pedal. If anybody wants to send me a Miku or send me £600, you send me £600, I'll buy a Miku. That's the deal. Yeah, thanks for that, Steve. I would like to pick your brains about a couple of things and run a couple of things by you. And I've got a meeting planned with Jojo on Friday anyway. Judy's got an artichoke on boil. Is that code for something? Is that some kind of Canadian? I'm not going to go there. That was like really inappropriate. Yeah. I don't know. It's all a bit nuts, and things are really up in the air at the moment. Music stores closing down, YouTube's going south, and everything. And so, what did Robbie say? Now I've got to go back through the chat and see what Judy and Robbie were talking about. Thank you, Peter. That's what I was thinking. Judy can get cream for that. Or lube. Whatever floats your boat. Yeah, I'm going to teach Jojo. I'm not going to teach how to, I'm not going to teach you how to write. So I'm going to teach JoJo on Friday. I said I reckon I could teach her how to use a DAW and record her own music within an hour. So that's my challenge for Friday morning, is to teach JoJo how to use a DAW in an hour, so that she's capable enough to sit there and record her own music with drums and bass and stuff on it. Honestly, once you fall down the DAW rabbit hole and recording your own music and stuff, it's you're gone. We'll never see JoJo. She won't be making videos. She'll just be recording grunge classics. Geez, sometimes I wish I lived closer to you guys over there. Judy, seriously, you don't want to live here. Nothing would make me happier right now than to be back in Canada. My passport's ready. I can just go and live in Canada whenever I want. Judy, I have never met JoJo in real life. JoJo lives about 500 miles away from me. We do this online. If you ever want to get a lesson on anything, Judy, online, seriously, just drop me a message on Twitter, and I'll hook you up, and we'll have a chat one day, and I'll teach you how to do some stuff. I'll teach you. We can have some one-on-one time, me and Judy. Yeah. Hope I'm videoing the DAW lesson. I might do, actually. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it yet, because I'm going to have to work off my laptop. So I went and got my capture card the other day. So it's going to be a laptop capture card and recording on one of these computers here. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Really wish they'd moved to Europe when he had the chance. We're not in Europe, dude. We're in the UK. We're not Europe anymore. But I know what you're saying. Honestly, you're not. You're not missing anything. Seriously, if I could be out of here tomorrow, I would. That's Crazed Fandango with the wisest comment of the night. Judy, why would anyone want to swap Canada with the UK? You wouldn't. You just wouldn't. You just wouldn't. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna have to call it tonight. But yeah, anybody who wants to talk to me, get in touch with me, hit me up on Twitter. Just send me a message, and we'll hang out. And anybody wants to know anything, or you want any advice or anything, or you want to know how to do anything, then seriously, just hit me up, and I've always got time for you guys. So yeah, hopefully I'll be back in a couple of weeks. I'll still be about. I'll still be on social media. So like I say, feel free to hit me up. My email address is on the YouTube deets and everything. So Steve wants to know how to work his air fryer. Steve, yes, I can. 200 degrees. It depends what you're doing. If it's chips, 200 degrees for 12 minutes. There you go. Right. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy and peace out.